let's get the show started and let's begin to talk about organizational structure, because I want to know, guys, in the comment, let me know in the comments, have you already started to pick your coaches? Do you already know? If you already know who some of your assistant coaches are, put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you already know kind of who your coaches are. Put a 2 in the comments if you already know who your team mom is. Let me know. I want to know. I want to get a feel of where everybody is with that personnel and all of that stuff. Okay, we got a lot of ones here. Okay. Coach Riggs, 1. Coach Nate, 1. Got a lot of ones. We got 1 and 2. Hey, I appreciate that, Deuce. I appreciate that, brother. Good. Oh, Coach Porter said you got 9 coaches in one team. Let's go. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good that you guys are already getting started with this, because look, it's about to be May, and you guys already know May come, it's time to get to it. Like at this time of the year for me, I would be in the process of just finishing my 2nd or 3rd camp, and now we're getting ready for our summer workouts. In May, we're getting ready for our summer workouts. So now we're doing all of the preparation, the scheduling, the structure, right? The structure and all of that good stuff, right? So that's what we'll be. And so what I want to do is, my goal is to help you avoid a nightmare season. I'm going to say it again. My goal is to help you avoid a nightmare season so you can be set up for success and you can dominate this season. And not only that is, I really want, guys, you to have the right mindset going into the season, because it's too many of us as youth football coaches that don't take ourselves as serious as we should. We're more than youth football coaches, guys. We're mentors. We're uncles. We are the person that bridged the gap for a lot of kids who's really got messed up family situations. Y'all know how it is. Y'all already know a lot of our kids come from messed up households, and we are the number 1 role model for that kid, right? But based on how your organizational structure is set up, it's going to dictate the type of people you attract to your program, the type of people you repel to your program. You don't want a program that repels quality people away, okay, and attracts negative people. You want to be a program that attracts quality people and repels negativity away from your program. Y'all feel me with that? Y'all feel me with that? You want to be that program. And so I'm going to share with you my program structure as a whole, and then I'm going to show you my program structure if you just have a team, okay? Entire program, team, okay? And I'm going to break it down for you guys. And thank you guys so much for the love and the prayers and just for the kind words, guys. I really appreciate that. Like, seriously, thank you. Thank you. So, all right, let's get to it. So, the diagram that you see on your screen, guys, this is my organizational structure for my entire program. Okay, guys? And let me be clear about what I'm talking about. Okay. So when I say entire program, this means that I'm not only the head coach of one youth football team, but I'm overseeing the entire program, the entire age groups, 5U, 7U, 8U, 10U, 12U, so on and so forth. Okay. So if you are planning on coaching youth football long term, the first thing that I want you to think about is not seeing yourself as just a youth football coach and not seeing your program just as a youth football program. Number one, you need to see your program as a high school prep program. Okay. I'm going to say that again. You need to see your program as a high school prep program, because that changes the entire complexion and perception of your program and who it attracts. Okay. Nowadays, more than ever, and y'all know this, with the NIL, it has changed the landscape of football, and it's also changed the landscape of football for the youth football at the youth football level as well, because parents who know that they got their kid has potential to be successful in football, they want to put their kid in a program that not only win games, they can care less about that, but they want to be in a program where their kid is getting developed and getting prepared to be exceptional at the next level. Okay. And so you as a youth football coach has the opportunity of a lifetime to get a kid, develop a kid, and prepare them to go to the next stage of development in their football career. All right. So if you're just looking at your program as just a youth football program and not looking at it as a holistic organization where you're teaching your kids to be great athletes, to be great students first, right? To be great students, to be great athletes, to have high character, to have great teamwork skills, to have great leadership skills, you are missing it. Okay. So make sure, and I'm hitting home on this hard, guys, because it's a mindset shift. Look at your program as a high school prep program from here on out. Y'all got it? Good. So with me being over the entire program, this is how my structure look. Okay, guys. First and foremost, I'm the head coach and the athletic director. All right. I'm the head coach of the senior team. Now, mind you, I can be the head coach of any level. Okay. I could choose to coach the 5U if I wanted to. That doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is my role as the athletic director. Being the athletic director, it's my job to make sure I'm putting out fires. Everything is in order, all the systems, the processes, making sure the communication is on point, making sure every volunteer in my program is operating according to the vision, plan, and strategy, right, that we have set in our program. That is my job as the athletic director. Now, me as the head coach, it's my responsibility to make sure things on the field is operating right. The kids on my team are being properly developed, and we are setting them up to be successful on and off the field. Okay, that makes sense? Y'all let me know if it makes sense. And let me know this too, guys. Who is over an entire program? Let me know if you're over like the entire, like a big program, not just one team. And just put a one. Just put a one in the comments. I just want to get a feel for who we talking to. And also, let me know if you are trying to be over an entire program opposed to just a team. Like, I want to know your vision. I want to know your heart. I want to know your heart. Are you trying to be a coach of an entire program, or you just want to coach a team? Let me know, guys. I want to know. I see a me. I see a me over here on IG. I see you. I see you. I see coach Coach Lockout, lead scout. Oh man, that's funny. I love it. I love it. So just understand that if you're over an entire program, you're going to be managing a lot of things, okay? And I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that, because I absolutely love, managing the whole shebang. That's just in my DNA. Leadership is in my nature. I enjoy being the captain of my ship and leading the ship to a certain place. I have this big vision with everything that I do, and I want to make sure that we are going the right direction, right? Now, of course, you're spearheading this whole thing, right? But I'm here to tell you, the people you put in the positions that I'm about to go over is equally as important as you being the head of your ship, okay? Let's start with the vice president, okay, or the assistant athletic director. I call my person vice president, VP. The VP is Miss Beast. She's over the program. Before that was my sister. She was the VP of the program. Now, what my VP does is complete opposite of what I do. And I'm trying to make this plain for you guys so you can begin to kind of put the pieces together in your mind. Okay. And if you have to go back and watch this show again, definitely do it. Okay. Because it's that important. Now, while I'm working on putting out fires and I'm working on running football operations, essentially, my VP handles a lot of the non-football ops, right? The non-football operations, meaning she's responsible for communicating and overseeing the communication with all the parents. She's responsible for dealing with, let's put it like this, before a fire becomes a wildfire, she's responsible for putting out flames, small problems that I don't have to deal with. She's responsible for dealing with the money and managing the money and overseeing the money. Like the vice president has such a vital role in my organization. Think about your team mom, right? For your program. My VP is like the super team mom, right? Now, let me make something clear, because I know some of you are thinking this right now. Well, does the team mom have to be, does it have to be a female? Can it be a male? Can it be my brother, my brother-in-law? Can it be, a guy I trust? Absolutely. Absolutely. It does not have to, just be a female. It can be a male. That's perfectly fine. But just understand the difference in the roles that are being played, right? Make sure you got somebody in that position that you trust. You got me. Make sure you got somebody in that position that you trust, because if you don't, you can get burned, and they can and will betray you if you got a Judas in that spot. You do not want a Judas in this VP role. You got me? And if you find out they are a Judas, get them out of your program as fast as you possibly can. You got me? Y'all understand what I'm saying when I say Judas, right? A Judas in your program. Do y'all understand what I'm saying with that? Basically, a Judas, and for those who don't fully know, and not trying to get biblical or overly biblical, but Judas was the person that betrayed Jesus before Jesus hung on the cross and died, right? He was the one that betrayed Jesus, and Jesus knew that Judas was going to betray him. I like that word, treachery. So understand, can I be real with y'all for a minute? Let me be real with y'all. Let me zoom up real quick, because I want y'all to see my face when I say this. Understand, every freaking season, I don't care if you have a great season, win a championship, I don't care if you have a nightmare season, every single year you're going to have a Judas pop up in your program. Y'all got me? Every single year you're going to have a Judas, and it's your responsibility to know where that Judas at. Understand where that snake in the grass is, okay? Understand what that snake in the grass is, and understand how to treat them accordingly. It is extremely important to understand who the Judas is, because if you don't understand who that Judas is in your program, they will betray you and you not know it, and before you know it, you getting kicked out of your own program, or you don't want to coach football no more ever again, because that Judas betrayed you. Now, I wasn't even trying to go here, but I'm going to go here, okay? The Judas can be one of your assistant coaches. And usually the Judas is one of the people that's closest to you. Let me put that out there, okay? Maybe one of your assistant coaches. It could be your team mom. It could be one of the parents. It could be any one of those. Sometimes it can be the players on your team or a player on your team, okay? Understand that. Now, in my experience, I'm here to tell you, my Judases have always been assistant coaches. I had a team mom that was a Judas one year. but usually it's assistant coaches. I had parents who were Judases. And it's funny because when I first started coaching, guys, more so my assistant coaches, I had guys who was buddies or even family that I had on my coaching staff that I turned out that had their own agenda and motives for the program. But the more I coached, the more we trended to 2018, 2019, 2020, so on and so forth. Those goddamn parents became Judases. And I think that's what you're going to run into probably more than anything nowadays is these parents ending up being Judases. Miss B said the parents, she know because she's my VP. She know. So I just wanted to be clear about that. That's so important, guys. So make sure the VP you have is trustworthy and somebody that can handle the task you need them to handle that's non-football related. Now, let me talk about this cheer director real quick, because for a lot of you guys, you got a football program, but you don't have a football and cheer program. If you don't have a cheer program, guys, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to reach more kids, not just boys, but girls. Because guess what a lot of girls have? They got brothers. They got cousins. I've had people come to my program and have their daughter a part of our cheer program. And the young lady may not have a brother, but guess what she got? She got a cousin. She got, somebody in the family. Or the parent of the cheerleader knows somebody or got a best friend, a bestie or something that has sons. And guess what? Now you getting kids just because you got a cheer program. You getting boys to play football, and you will get girls who will play football and can play. Especially at that 9U, 10U, 11U level, right before that puberty hit. Them girls be dominating. But understand your cheer director is as important as the VP in this regard. You put that cheer director over all things cheerleading, okay? Ideally, you want somebody who has cheer experience. Sometimes they don't. Like my sister, she was over the cheer program for a while. She actually had dual roles. She was the vice president and the cheer director, which you can do that. Okay, guys, you don't have to separate these two, right? Like if you guys have a wife that used to be a cheerleader, but she also helps you with non-football activities, have her do both, be the VP and the cheer director. If it's not, if something she want to do and it's not, overwhelming her, do it, right? But usually what I do is I will have a VP, which is Miss Beast, and then I have a cheer director. And make sure that cheer director is following your plan. Because I had a year where my Judas was the cheer director. She was the cheer director. I'll go and check and make sure everything okay. And she's like, yeah, it's going well. We're doing this and we're doing that. And, I got the girls in a cheer competition. And, I got the girls these uniforms. What do you think about these concepts, Coach? What do you think about what Miss Beast got me laughing over here? What do you think about these uniform concepts, Coach? Go to find out. The parents hate her because she disrespects the parents, cussing out the parents. And the way I found out she was a Judas is, I think it was one day, usually I'm the last one to leave at practice. But this one day I ended up leaving early, or I didn't come because I was sick or something happened. Miss Beast, no, I don't remember. But anyway, I wasn't there. And her and one of the parents was about to duke it out. They was about to duke it out. And so it gets back to me through, I think a parent messaged me that actually recorded what happened, and go to find out that the cheer director was the Judas the whole time. the whole time. Coach Deuce, you got a great question, brother. I'm going to answer this now. And by the way, we at the bottom of the hour. So guys, if you have questions, go ahead and feel free to drop them in the comments below. Again, if you guys who are watching on IG, if you have any questions whatsoever, come on over to YouTube. That's where I answer the questions, okay? I don't answer the questions on IG. If you don't have any questions, stay on IG. That's perfectly fine, no problem. But if you have questions, come on over. Dude says, how do you treat a Judas? Woo, wait. That's a hell of a question. So there's a few ways I've dealt with Judases in the past, guys. Okay, a few ways. Let me start here with my assistant coaches. If I got a Judas as an assistant coach, I dismiss them. Okay. Well, let me bag up. Let me revert that. It depends on the severity of the situation. And I got a few scenarios I'm about to lay out, okay? Because I don't want you just dismissing a coach and it could be resolved another way, okay? So I had this one coach who didn't believe in my coaching philosophy. He didn't like the formations I was running and things of that nature. And literally during the games, you know, he said, hey, coach, you should run this. Hey, coach, you should run that. And then it got to the point where, and this is younger, this young coach beast, right? This is my early 20s, right? And this person was older. So, you know, I kind of humbled myself, was listening for a while. And then it got to the point where I said, okay, I got to put this person in their place. And so I had to shut them down and let them know, hey, I'm the play caller with this offense. You know, and you need to shut up. And it got to that point where I had to use that language because, you know how you give a soft warning because you want to be respectful and you don't want to offend nobody, you know, but it got to the point where I told, hey, I'm the play caller. You're going to have to stay in your lane. Shut up. Okay. And sometimes that eliminates the situation because it's a flame. It's not a wildfire yet, right? Then I had guys a year where it was like 2 or 3 coaches just, you know, oh, we should run this, we should run. Hey, shut. And Miss Peace will tell you, I'm like Nick Saban on the sideline. I will get in your ass if I have to. I don't care if you an adult or kid, if you disrespectful and you cross the line, I will get in your ass in a respectful way, in a coaching way, right? And again, in those situations, you can just tell them, stay in their lane, shut their mouth, problem solved. Okay. Now let's take it up a notch. Okay. There was another year I had a coach where, you know, this guy, I went to school with him and I was recruiting kids and I seen this kid out here spinning the ball, just throwing the ball, spinning it, you know, and go to find out he was the son of the guy I went to school with. So invited him out to our practice. He came out. I knew immediately that this kid had the potential of being a starting quarterback. I mean, he was like a pocket passer. He was a pocket passing quarterback. And so the dad would come every practice, loved it, didn't say nothing, like just helped, loved it. So I asked them, hey, you know, would you like to be one of my assistant coaches? Right? Wrong. He became an assistant coach. And as the season came along, he said, hey, man, I got more kids I can bring, you know, and he was great at recruiting kids. I didn't have no problems with that. He was great with recruiting kids. Then he was like, hey, I got a buddy that'll be great. You know, he went to school with us too. You know, would you like for him to be a part? And he came and I talked to him. This guy had a son. I'm like, okay, cool, good, active dads, right? Man, as the season went along, guys, when I tell you, these guys would try to bring beer to the practice. I say, hell no, I don't do that. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. These guys flat out cussing the kids out. Flat out cuss. I mean, Not like, damn, we got to do better. No, like, you a piece of and I'm like, hell no. This not going to happen in my program. So I confronted them, addressed the issue. They was quiet. And then I say 2-3 weeks later, guys, they back at it. They back at it. To make a long story short about that situation, I dismissed my buddy I went to school with. I dismissed his buddy. They all had to go. I clean slate with these guys. And then, go to find out they was trying to take over my program. The following year, they started their own program. And not only did they not win shit, but they had a really bad reputation in the league for not being guys of integrity and trying to cheat and stuff like that. Go figure, right? So, guys, when I tell you, man, like a lot of this stuff that I tell y'all, when I say just let them go, don't play with them, cut the head off the snake. When I say that kind of stuff, I mean it, because if you don't get certain people out of your program, they're going to try to get you out. Okay. Now, the last Judas I'm going to share with you guys is a parent. I had a parent that was with us a year we won the championship, came back. We rebranded the team and all of that stuff. She came back with her son, and, I'm thinking everything is all hunkadory, right? Everything is great. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put her over a volunteer committee or a parents committee where basically they overall like parent activities. It's almost in the sense of kind of like a booster club in high school, right? They help raise money, they help get the community involved, the whole 9 yards there, right? Put this lady over it. This lady thought she was the president of the program. And I would say she thought she was the VP because Miss Beast was the VP, but then she started trying to, come with these recommendations and initiatives that only, there we go. Thanks, Miss Beast. Miss Beast got it. It was called the Gridiron Club. It was called the Gridiron Club. There we go. Thanks, Miss Beast. So I know what she's thinking. So this lady literally was trying to do the job of Miss Beast and come up with all these initiatives. And she started to get so out of control. Literally about 3 weeks into it, I shut down the Gridiron Committee. And I said, you know what? The VP is going to be over all off the field operation. Cut that out. When I cut that out, when I tell you that there was this little groupie, this little clique of women that didn't like me all season, they was Judases. And so, make a long story short, and this was one of my nightmare seasons, by the way. I had 2 nightmare seasons in my coaching career. It was drama with the kids, drama with the parents. You had parents want to fight each other. You had parents want to fight the coaches. I'm putting out fires left and right, seemed like every week. I couldn't focus on football, right? So it got so bad, guys, this particular year that I made up my mind that my team was not going to go to the playoffs. And literally everybody in the league, like, Coach Beast, what? Like, no, man, don't do it. Don't do that. But they learned that day that when people aren't, first of all, let me say this. Number one, people got to understand that football is a privilege. To play football, to have the opportunity to participate in this sport and to be a role model, a leader, somebody that stands out, an exemplary person, that's a privilege. But when you got the parents trying to sabotage the program, you got, we was able to play at the high school and all that good stuff. When the parents get an attitude with the principals, the assistant principals, the head football coach of the program, it's not going to fly on my watch. So I ended up at the end of the regular season, I canceled the rest of the season. We was going to go to the playoffs. Screw that. Nope, we're not doing it. And it was the best decision that I ever made that particular year. I learned a lot from that whole situation. So Coach Deuce, that was a great question, man. Phenomenal question. And look, I'm sharing this stuff and I'm being very transparent with y'all because I'm here to tell you, you're gonna run into Judases. And if you coach for a long time, you're gonna have a nightmare season or two or three. And you just have to be equipped and know what to do when you having a nightmare season, guys. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to be real with you so you can know how to handle that situation. What's up, Coach Bubba, man? How you doing, bro? And y'all be sure to hit that like button. If y'all feel me, hit that like button, hit that like button. We usually, with the amount of people we usually get half the likes. Let's stop what we're doing right now and hit that like button for me, guys. I really would appreciate it. Because we know a lot of coaches need to hear this. Your coach should probably save your core kids from counseling. Yeah, man. Like, and what's funny is my kids had so much respect for me for doing that because they knew they was wrong. And I talk a lot about accountability, guys. Sometimes accountability is the best teacher. Shutting some shit down is sometimes the best teacher. You know what I'm saying? Coach Scott says, thank you for everything you do. I bought your whole coaching package. Man, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you. Shout out. Shout out. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. And by the way, for anybody else who want to get the whole package, you can get it for 80% off. 80% off. Just after the show, just go over to my playbook store. You can go to the link in my description or to the link that's here. If y'all want me to put the link in the chat, I can do that too. I can go ahead and do that. Y'all bear with me 1 second. We'll get back to it. And if y'all getting value from the show, man, tonight, give me another hell yeah, guys. If you're getting value, if this helping you, give me a hell yeah. I want to know. I want to know if I'm helping you. I want to know. Coach said, haha, I said, where's the button like someone going to answer? There you go, Coach. I got you. I answered you, brother. I got you. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to answer this question here. How do you feel about those national teams? Ooh. Okay. Okay, this is a good. Let me drink my tea real quick. Let me get some tea real quick in me before I answer that one. Woo, okay. So how do I feel about national teams? This is my take. I'm all for leagues. Let me talk about leagues. I'm all for leagues that are promoting the game of football in a positive way. It's building character, leadership with the kids. I'm not for leagues that is drama filled, ego driven. The coaches make it about themselves, and every time you go online, you see fights and beefs that happen with coaches. I absolutely cannot stand that shit. And I don't know where you guys are all located. I know we all over the world in this show, on this show, and in this group. But what I've seen here is that a lot of these travel football leagues, a lot of them got terrible cultures, man. And for that reason, I'm not for a lot of them. Coach said that twisted tea. I wish, bro. I wish. You know, I've coached on the travel side, football side. I've coached on the rec side. Guys, I like the rec more than the travel. Not because the experience to, travel around and the kids have that, that travel experience, high school experience, but I'm gonna be honest. In my area, in my opinion, it's not a lot of great leagues where, the The coaches aren't ego driven, and it's not drama, and it's not beef, and it's people shooting and people fighting and parents gambling and the whole 9 yards. I don't like those kind of leagues, and I don't endorse those kind of leagues. If they are elite football leagues and travel leagues out there that is doing it the right way and being positive, I'm all for it. I'm not against it. But if you in a travel league and it's all about you and it's all about the politics and it's all about fussing and fighting and all of that BS, I'm not for it whatsoever. And interestingly enough, guys, the guys who are in those leagues, they hate my guts. They hate me, a lot of them, you know. And I know a few of you guys follow me who are in elite leagues, and understand this. I'm not saying these elite youth football leagues, these travel leagues are bad for kids inherently, but because the culture is crap in a lot of these leagues, I'm not for them. And a lot of guys who are in these leagues, you know, they usually don't like me. The dudes who like me are the ones who are trying to build their program up, who are trying to be the standard in their league, and not just through winning, but literally trying to be a staple in their community in a positive way. They're really trying to mentor these kids and help these kids. Like, those are the kind of coaches who like me and fuck with me. You know what I mean? You guys are in this group because it's something that I've said, done, that aligns with you, right? And you fuck with me, right? Like, a lot of those guys can't stand me. And it's okay, because I'm not here for them. I'm here to help make youth football great again for our kids, so we can make better people in our freaking society. So you believe the wrong coaches are doing so you believe the wrong coaches are doing the travel leagues? I will put it like this, Coach. I think that we let the wrong people coach our kids, and it's not a standard. It's not a uniform standard in youth football. And a lot of these leagues let anybody coach these kids, because let's just be honest about it. You know, if you got if you in an urban area, let's use that for example. If you're in an urban area where it's not a lot of resources or not a lot of coaches or people trying to coach those kids, some of these leagues just want somebody to coach a kid, literally somebody to coach a kid. And so somebody daddy may just decide he want to coach, and he may not have the best sense of character or reputation, or he may just be a flat out loser. Let me just call it what it is. He just may be a loser. And then he started coaching football and started winning because he got talent. Now he think he the shit. Now his ego swelled up, and he don't really know what winning is all about. He's winning through the kids. Now his ego is just swelling. And now you got him doing it. Now you got another guy doing it and another guy doing it. Before you know it, you got a league full of these same type of guys, right, who don't really know what winning and success is about. Now they're beefing against each other, drama, and then you got me, Coach B's, doing reaction videos off of it, of another youth football fight, a brawl or something, right? Because these people let the ego get to them, and it's like what I was saying about all that negativity that was going on in my program, and I shut it down. These guys embrace it. They embrace it. Like when these shootings and crap happen, that's just not a one-off. That's something, that negativity has been going on for a long time, and then it just reached a breaking point. And like Miss Beast just said, it's a chain reaction. Before you know it, you got this cesspool of negativity. And what you expect to happen if it ain't nothing but negativity going on? Eventually, fight going to happen. Somebody going to get hurt. Bull crap going to happen. We can hear these stories all the time of these youth football fights, right? And then on the news, the story always, well, this program has been warned for the last 4 years, or been cited for the last 4 years of bad conduct. And then all of a sudden somebody gets shot or somebody get hurt. And now it's on the news and people feel bad and say, oh, I just hate it for the kids. I hate the kids get hurt. The kids been getting hurt. The kids been negatively affected by the bull crap. That's what happened when you got adults who don't know how to be adults in leadership position where winners should be. I'd rather have a coach that loses all his football games, but he understands the principles of being a winner in life. Because I guarantee you that person who's losing his football games, he's going to figure out how to win and instill the right things, because winners have winning habits. Losers have losing habits. Y'all got me? Man, y'all got me preaching up here, man. Y'all got me preaching. And it's sad because, and we finna get back to it, guys. It's sad because it's hard for me to blame the kids, because a lot of these kids don't know what they don't know. A lot of them raised in certain situations where they pick up on the behavior of those around them or their environment. I get it. I was raised in humble beginnings. I get it. But the problem is when, and I kind of blame the leads, because the league's got to do a better job regulating who coaches our kids. I've been thinking about starting a league, right? And starting a national league. But you better believe that the vetting process of the type of coaches and men and women that's going to be coaching our kids in my league is going to be to the highest standard. Because that's the problem with youth football. That's why we don't have respect as youth football coaches, because there's too many bad guys. I say a third of the youth football coaching community, it's a lot of coaches that shouldn't be coaching at all. I know it because a lot of them cuss me out and say stupid crap, on social media to me or in my DMs. I know that they're out there. And I say to myself every time I see crazy stuff and immature stuff, I'm like, man, these guys going to be coaching somebody's kids. Like, damn, these guys going to be coaching somebody's kids. It's crazy. I feel you, coach. I feel you. Exactly, Ben. It's about teaching life skills. That's really what it's about. Coach JP, look at this. Football culture crazy. And welcome to our society, and welcome to our society. It's getting crazy. All right, guys, let's get back to it. And I'm gonna speed it up, guys. Man, I'm getting value. I'm helping myself in this whole situation. If you're getting value, hit that like button, guys. Really, really appreciate it. All right, so we talked about the VP, right? We talked about the cheer director. So this should be your trinity, right? This should be your big three, or maybe big two. Maybe the VP is going to wear, two hats, right? And then, guys, now, when you have a program, again, it's not just one team, right? It's multiple teams in your program representing one brand. So in our situation, in our league, we have usually 3 age groups. One year we had 4, but we have the senior team. Then we'll have like the 9U, 10U team. And then we have 7U, 8U. And this the rec level. The travel level, we'll go the senior team, 12U, 11U, then the 9U, 10U. Then we'll have 7U, 8U, and then we'll have a 5U, 6U. Okay. So the way our structure is in that is we'll have a head coach per age group, right? And then he's going to have an assistant coach. And let's switch to the next slide here. Okay, it's slightly different. This is the team structure, okay? This is the team structure. So you got the head coach. He has a team mom, and then he has an assistant coach. So let me be clear. I want to make sure we're not confused here, okay? Let's go back to the entire program. You got the vice president, right? Right here. She's going to oversee all the team moms on the team to make sure the team moms are doing everything, because the way we train our team moms in our program is that they're responsible for non-football activities. All football activities are the responsibility of the coach. okay, of the head coach, the assistant coach. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, guys. Y'all got that? Is there any questions on that? Because I want to make sure everybody got it. Just give me a thumbs up if y'all y'all getting that. So again, you got the head coach, and we're talking about the team structure now, not the organization, the team structure. Got the head coach, the team mom, and then the head coach has an assistant coach, usually a right-hand man that may help him. Okay. And the thing that I tell my guys is find you a cheer mom. We want a football and cheer team, right? We don't want just a football team. We want football and cheer for each age group. Okay. That's very important. It's trifecta here. Okay. Then, like I said, the head coach, assistant coach helps him. And then you see at the bottom here, we have, let me go back down here. You don't want me to show you all this. Hold on. There we go. Then at the bottom here, there are other assistant coaches in coaching positions in the program. Okay. Now, for me, guys, I don't like to have no more than what I call 3 field coaches, 3 or 4 field coaches, meaning these the guys who are going to be on the sideline with me. Okay. So my assistant coach, whoever he or she is, then I have an offensive analyst, a defensive analyst, and then I have an offensive line analyst. And usually I have an offensive and defensive line analyst doing that one job for me. Okay. And I'm going to tell you their roles in a minute. Usually strength and conditioning and recovery, I'm over that as well. Okay. So I'm usually over the strength and conditioning. And of course, I'm over my O-line at practice. But during the game, during the actual game on game day, I'm over the strength and conditioning. And then I have analysts. Let's talk about these analysts. I'm a little different from a lot of you guys. Okay. Let me go ahead and put that out there. I know some of you guys, y'all want to run it just like how high school coaches run it, right? Meaning you got an offensive line coach, a wide receivers coach, a running backs coach, a quarterbacks coach. If you want to do it that way, that's perfectly fine. If I was head coaching the high school level, that's exactly what I would do. Okay. I choose not to do that through the experiences that I just share with you. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what works for me, and you can take it, leave it, take pieces of it. You know, I don't care. Do what you want with it. Okay. So the reason why I have an offensive analyst, and I'm going to tell you their role, the job of the offensive analyst is to analyze to see what the other team's offense is doing. Okay. To see what the other team's offense is doing to kind of help us adjust, shift things, and adapt during the game. The defensive analyst's job is to look at the offense, the opposing team's offense, right? And see what they're doing so we can shift and make adjustments. Okay. Same thing with offensive line, defensive line guy. His job is to look at the defensive line of the opposing team, the offensive line of the opposing team. Y'all got me. So we got snipers. Let's put it like that. We got snipers out there looking at what the other team is doing while me, Coach Beast, while I'm usually calling the plays, directing the traffic, communicating with my quarterback, communicating with my linebackers, communicating with my free safeties. Okay. Y'all got that? That's how I do it. The reason why I do it is for 2 reasons. The number 1 reason, everybody's staying in their lane. Everybody's staying in their lane. Nobody's crossing over saying, hey, coach, you should do this. Hey, coach, you should do that. None of that BS. If I have a traditional defensive coordinator, and then my offensive coordinator telling my defensive coordinator what to do, it's a problem. It's out of order. It's chaos. It's out of control, right? We don't do that, right? So every coach has a responsibility, and every coach takes pride in their responsibility. And they know from day one of our coaches meeting, every man must treat each one with respect, the utmost respect. You do not cross over into another man's lane. You do not question his decision making, especially if his decision making has been approved by me or is in line with the philosophy of our program. Period. And I tell my guys all the time, look, I'm willing to live by the sword and die by the sword in my program as the coach. In other words, if we lose a game, a championship or whatever, let it be on me. Let it be on me. I don't want y'all to deal with the pain of that. I dealt with the pain of it my first year of coaching. I don't want my guys to deal with the pain of it. And so I don't give them that responsibility to deal with that because I've done it before where I've been influenced by coaches say, hey, you should run this and run that. And we lost the championship. And literally when you lose a championship, you should win or a close game. That shit sticks with you. It's like a hunting, man. That shit sticks with you until you win one or win another one or whatever. It sticks to you. And you don't want to deal with that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, guys, is these drill coaches, okay? What is a drill coach? Now, a drill coach is one of the most important pieces of our program. They're just a dad, usually a dad. It can be a mom too, but they're a dad that just helps with setting up the drill stations, setting up the cones. They help with like holding the pads and blocking and all of that. Like they just helpers. I love them because usually they don't say much or nothing. They just like, coach, what you need me to do? And my drill coach is so damn good. I show up to practice early. I'm always 20 to 15 minutes early. They right behind me, right? And literally they get stuff out my truck and they set up the station. I don't have to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Drill coaches are one of the biggest assets that you can have in your program organization. And I recommend, if you don't already, and I want to know in the comments, anybody have drill coaches or guys who function like that, where, they may not even know football like that. They may not even know football like that, but they want to help. And so they help with drills and they set up the stations and whatever you need them to do, right? Like they do it. Yeah, JB. Yeah, man. Hey, losing a close game, especially when you should win, hurts. And it hurts even worse when you was influenced by somebody on your coaching staff in your ear. Oh, sucks. All right, guys. Do we have any questions, or am I just preaching the gospel to y'all? Am I just damn good today? I mean, I've been on the bench for a week and a half, so y'all know I was coming with that fire today. And are there any questions as it relates to the organizational structure whatsoever? Are there any questions on that? And damn good, coach. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And guys, if y'all haven't already too, make sure y'all hit the notification bell on the show so y'all don't miss a beat. There are times where I may start hopping on and just doing live chats with you guys while I'm walking or while I'm just doing some random stuff, right? And if you guys are not working or got the availability, I don't want y'all to miss it because I know a lot of you guys say, damn, how I missed the show again? I don't want y'all to miss it. All right. Okay, so we got the organizational structure down pat. So understand that if we are over the entire program, right, the big shebang, right, the mothership, where you're overseeing multiple teams and all of that good stuff, understand you're the athletic director, head coach, then you got your vice president, your VP, or assistant athletic director, whatever you want to call them, It really doesn't matter. You got your cheer director. Now, your cheer director's over all the other cheer coaches. Okay. You got one cheer coach per team. Your director's over each one of those cheer coaches. Okay. Sometimes you may not have a cheer coach for a particular age group, and that cheer director will work with that squad, will work with that group. Okay. Make sure y'all understand that. And now, same thing with head coaches. With your head coach, you got one head coach at each age group. Then they can have one assistant coach if they want. They can have none if they want. It's up to them. But I tell them, don't have more than like 5 guys. Don't have more than 5 guys. You know, I know some of you guys, y'all have a lot of guys on your coaching staff. What I've learned is that less is more, man. I'm telling you from experience, less is more in youth football. High school is a little different. College, of course, it's a little different. But youth football, man, less is more. It needs to be you, an assistant coach, and you can have 1 or 2 guys, other guys who are like analysts. And your right-hand assistant coach, he's an analyst too on game day. That's all you need, man. I've had years coaching guys where it was just me, and I loved it. I've had years where it was just me, and I loved it. Then I had years with just me and another guy. Loved it. It was the years where I got these big-ass coaching staffs where I got like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. And we, like when I say function as a high school prep team or a prep, I mean it. But in this area, less is more, okay? I'm here to tell you. Because what happens is if you got too many moving parts, and if it's not organized or controlled, or if you got that Judas or 2 Judases, because sometimes it's not just one you have, you got 2, maybe 3. You don't want to be trying to deal with 3 different Judases all over the place in your program. Less is more, guys. Y'all got me? It's a saying that I go by. There's a saying that I literally go by in my life. That saying is more people, more problems. If I don't have to be around too many people in my life, especially people who I don't align with, I don't be around them. Like literally my social outlet, guys, is you guys on this show and my family. That's it. I got my wife. We go hiking, we go bowling, we shoot the shit, we watch movies, and I'm good. I'm not in need for nobody. Y'all feel me? And when I need to talk and all of that and shoot the shit with you guys, I got the Coach Beast show. I got the OT coaches membership. That's all I need. Because I understand, more people, more problems. I lived that life where I had to have 20, 30 friends and I needed to be around people and all that shit in my 20s. I learned my lesson. The older I get, the more I understand, man. Stay away from the drama and the BS and you'll be okay. Coach Parker, great question, man. He says, how do you get parents to trust into your program, especially when you're a new program? You have to lead by example. Okay. You literally have to lead by your actions and not your words. I'll never forget, and this kind of a reputation I have in my programs. When parents come to my programs and they see how organized my programs is, and they see I show up to practice on time, before time. Miss B said something yesterday that was so freaking dope. She said, I hate being on time. She said, Miss B said, I hate being on time. She liked to be before time. You got me? Like, you want to be before time. So when parents consistently seeing you showing up to practice before time, seeing your practice is organized, seeing that you are a great communicator, over communicator to them, right? When they see that you not only talk the talk, but walk the walk, you build trust so freaking fast. And the only ones that don't trust you, won't trust you, is the people who don't align with you as a coach, with the people who not on time themselves, with people who like drama and all of that bull crap. You got me? That's how you do it. That's how you do it.